Hey guys, TommyBryson here, and how can you invest into startups? For example, how can you be an angel investor if you don't have $10,000? You don't have that much money whatsoever. Well, in this video, I'll show you how to do it, not with 10,000, but only 100 or 500 or potentially just $8,000. So basically, anyone can go ahead and invest into startups. However, let's be honest here, okay? You probably heard about Tommy, well, high risk, high reward. But again, keep in mind, investing into startups is going to be extremely risky. Yes, I know you heard about Uber, Airbnb, or for example, Instacart, Coinbase, all these companies, very popular stuff, right? But in reality, what you don't hear about are all these companies that basically did not make it and actually went bankrupt, okay? Keep this in mind. A lot of them actually go on to actually be complete failures, all right? And by the way, today, 2021, depending on when you watch this video, by the way, because you can be watching the video maybe like 5 years from now. But the answer is, there's a rapper, his name is Nas, right? And Nas invests between 100K to 500K into Coinbase before it actually got started, by the way, and then before it went public, and then now that money is worth between an estimated of 40 million to 150 million. Yes, we hear about Jay-Z also, 50 Cent also with the vitamin water, all the stuff, but in reality, remember, okay, this is not the norm. Startups are very risky. I'll show you how to do it, but again, do this at your own risk. Be very careful, and usually I don't recommend it for everyone, okay? Now, if you guys are new here, I post videos every single day, so you should also subscribe and hit the bell to get notified, and on top of that, also destroy the like button. Now, the very first thing, guys, is tell me, what exactly is a startup? Well, a startup is trying to solve a problem that has not been proven yet to actually be able to be solved and actually be profitable, okay? So in reality, it is very high risk, to the point where, according to statistics, 90% of startups actually fail, and the founders don't have enough capital to actually go ahead and basically solve the problem. So what do they need? They need an angel investor, and they call it an angel investor because basically it's kind of like an angel falling from the sky, because in reality, you don't know if you're actually going to make money. You're kind of more like hoping it actually works out, because basically the probability is so much against you. So in reality, you want to be very careful. Imagine, for example, me telling you maybe like 5 years ago, hey, I'm going to make an app where I'm going to take apart the entire taxi industry, okay? That's Uber, obviously. Or hey, I'm going to make an app where people allow strangers in their homes to go ahead and vacation there. Okay, that's Airbnb. Now, today that sounds normal, but imagine back then. It is such an insane idea. And although it sounds like, yeah, Tommy, but imagine how much money you can make. The answer is yes, but again, it is very risky. And that's why, for example, I want to show you guys this website right here. It's called Y Combinator. Now, if you read any books before, usually you're going to hear about this company right here. These people basically go out there and fund a bunch of startups. Well over, for example, 3,000 startups. And they have a valuation of over $300 billion the company's actually invested into. Now, that sounds great, okay? And here are all those pretty logos that they basically show you to say, hey, we're successful here. But again, look at all of these right here, guys. Which ones do you actually recognize? Be honest here, okay? I only recognize, me myself, this company, Stripe, also Airbnb, DoorDash, Dropbox, Coinbase, Instacart, and also Twitch. But every other company, and also maybe Zyper and Wibbly, but that's about it. But every other logo here, I don't know who those companies actually are. Again, it is very risky. And although, for example, you say, hey, Tommy, but you can make a lot of money. Look at this, right? You have all these companies right here. Well, in reality, when you take a look at this information here, okay, look at this. Top companies here are Airbnb, DoorDash, Dropbox, Coinbase, Stripe, Cruise, Instacart, right? Top companies. You know these companies, okay? However, though, look at this. Well, how many of these companies actually go public? In reality, only 5 went public. And that's what most people actually hope, that the company is going to go public or basically be acquired. How many got acquired? Well, only around 300 companies, okay, actually got acquired. By the way, Cruise got acquired by, I guess, by Microsoft. I don't know who Reddit got acquired for, but Twitch got acquired by Amazon, which is awesome, by the way. But look at this. Inactive companies are around 509. Companies, I'm guessing, did not actually make the cut. Did not actually do anything whatsoever. And that's what I'm saying. You have to understand the game you're playing and the risk you're taking. So although, for example, you always hear about Airbnb, DoorDash, Stripe, Cruise. By the way, Cruise I actually like a lot because basically, I think Microsoft acquired them, but they're actually working on driverless cars. But they're actually doing it right now, working with Walmart and delivering a bunch of groceries. Yes, the cars go slow, but it's actually working. No people while driving the car. And to me, that's amazing. But again, think about that idea, how risky it actually is and how much money you're investing into it. A lot of potential gain, but also a lot of potential losses. That's the core idea. The point here is, I don't want to sell you guys any dreams. This stuff is risky. 90%, you're going to usually lose. And even the companies that are very professional, for example, like Y Combinator, they also invest, for example, into dull companies that don't make it whatsoever either. It's just a part of the game. So understand what you're getting into. So Tommy, if I want to do this, for example, how can I invest into these companies? The answer is going to be basically by usually crowdfunding. If you don't have that much money, you're going to have to use a crowdfunding app. For example, a bunch of people invest a small amount to basically fund a company completely. However, though, there are regulations attached to you, an individual, going ahead and investing into a startup, a very risky investment. Here they are. For example, if you make less than $107,000, you can't invest more than 5% of your income or your net worth, or up to, for example, only, if I'm not mistaken here, up to only $2,200. That is your limit. Whichever one is less, either $2,200 or, for example, 5% of your income or your net worth. Whichever one is less, that's your limit. But if you make, for example, more than $107,000, you can actually go ahead and invest up to 10% of your income or your net worth, whichever one is actually less. However, if you are, for example, an accredited investor, meaning, for example, you make more than $200K every single year in income or have at least $1 million in net worth, excluding your primary property, you have no limits. Tommy, this sounds like they're trying to keep us from going ahead and investing into companies. The answer is, in a way, I get that idea, but in a way also is protection. That is what the SEC is trying to do, okay? Because imagine you trying to invest your retirement fund in one of these companies and then losing everything, okay? That's the whole concept here. Again, 90% of these companies do not actually make it, all right? That's the core concept here. Now, Tommy, which apps can I go ahead and use to go ahead and invest into these startups, okay? What app can I actually use here? Well, in reality, guys, there are 5 platforms I'm going to recommend, but one of those platforms is only for accredited investors, meaning you got to make a lot of money or have a very high net worth, okay? If you're married, by the way, the limit is $300K every single year in actual income, okay? Which is, by the way, a lot of money, okay? You can't get around that, all right? It's a lot of money. However, for the average person, you only need around $100 to $200 to $500 to $1,000 to actually get started investing. Not that much whatsoever. Now, Tommy, which are the apps right here? Show me them right now. I want to know. I want to go ahead and invest. Well, the apps are basically, the first app is called, right here, is called Start Engine. This application or this platform allows you to go ahead and invest into startups. Right here, they show you a bunch of them. Some of them are $500, some of them are just, for example, $300, and so on and so on. But they show you a ton of different companies. And again, all these companies have a story, have a plan, have good marketing, all the stuff. But the odds of them making it are actually very, very low. So again, be very careful investing into these companies. And by the way, these companies look amazing. These little logos and stuff like that look amazing. Look at this. This company right here raised around almost $1 million. That is awesome. I think for a driverless car, so pretty cool stuff. Transforming how machines. Okay, that's pretty awesome. Okay, but a lot of cool concepts, a lot of cool companies. But again, you're not investing based on an idea. You're more like investing based on concepts. Okay, more like, hey, you have this idea. Is it proven? Does it make money? Do you have any sales? All that stuff. So be very careful when investing. On top of that, number 2 is going to be Republic. Now this right here allows you to invest not just, for example, in startups, but also, for example, in crypto. Interesting. Real estate, interesting. Accredited investors, if you're actually accredited, into video games, and also, for example, autopilot, investing automatically. Do I recommend that? The answer is probably going to be no, okay? I don't recommend that whatsoever. And by the way, the thing is, when you invest, you gotta know where to invest. Because for example, if you put 200 here, 200 here, in reality, you're not going to make that much money. So it's very important you know what you're going to invest into. Number 3 is going to be seed invest. Now this company right here, when you click into it, it shows you everything, boom, 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 boom. However, when you go to browse startups, it allows you to say, hey, which one and I'm gonna pick to actually go ahead and invest. And also shows you, for example, hey, upcoming startups, okay? Now, by the way, I think seed invest basically rejects somewhere around 97% of the application. Because by the way, there are a lot of terrible ideas. And even the good ones are not guaranteed to actually succeed. Keep this in mind. On top of that, guys, okay, I actually think this one's actually pretty cool. This one actually allows people or farmers to go ahead and actually buy these equipments that actually automate the whole process. That way, you don't need to be out there in the sun doing all that work. Number 4 is going to be this one right here, and it's called We Founders, okay? Again, a lot of interesting things to invest into, but keep in mind this stuff is very, very risky. And lastly, number 5, for accredited investors, you have Angel List, okay? Here you have, for example, remember this one right here? I think this is LimeWire. You have Robinhood also. You have Notion, a great application to actually take down notes. I love that app, by the way. But you also have, for example, a lot of cool things here. But again, it is still very risky, even teachable here, okay? So, for example, guys, overall, Tommy, should I do this? Should I not do this, okay? The answer is, guys, if you want to do this, I will utilize the 90-10 rule. Meaning, for example, 90% of my money is going to be put into things I actually understand for retirement, for taxable accounts, whatever you want to do, but you actually understand that, for example, like index fund, ETFs, mutual funds, all that stuff, okay? However, the 10% can be put in here for more like angel investing, more risky stuff. You might make some, you might not make some, okay? That's the whole concept. So again, be very, very careful. What are the cons here, Tommy? Well, you have liquidity issues because, by the way, when you buy or basically you invest into it and you get, for example, equity or whatever, you can't sell it, at least not yet. Because, by the way, I think this company right here is actually working towards actually having, for example, a little trade platform. The company name is actually Start Engine. They're working on a trade, so maybe that might be, hey, you can actually trade your entire like investment in a way in a startup, which is actually very unlikely. But that's your idea, okay? It's very illiquid. When you put money in, it's gonna be there for a very long time. You can't sell it. On top of that, it's also very risky. 90% actually fail. And even then, okay, when it does go public, if it does go public, you do make money, yes, but the odds are against you. Keep those things in mind, all right? But lastly, guys, all the links are down below. And again, you can invest with $100, $500, or $1,000. But keep in mind, this stuff, again, is risky. And I said this, like, for example, like 1,000 times, but I want to make sure if you do this, you do understand the risk you're taking. And by the way, you also have different ways to basically invest. Sometimes when you invest, basically, you're actually just lending them money, so you get paid interest. Or, for example, you lend the money, but if it goes public, it gets converted into stock. Or, for example, you actually get equity in the company. If it goes public, you make money. Or you actually get equity now that pays you dividends every single year at the same time. It's different ways to actually invest into it and to be considered your actual investment. So overall, review everything. Make sure you understand it. By the way, all the links down below and a great article by Forbes also down below. Okay, guys, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Comment down below and let me know, Tommy, I'm going to invest, or Tommy, I'm not going to invest. For me, by the way, I'm sticking to real estate, also into mutual funds and index funds and ETFs. Those things right there, I'm gonna do. This right here, I'm not gonna do, okay? Very high risk, high reward, yes, but do I wanna say, hey, I invest $1, 90% probability I'm not gonna get it back? The answer is no. It's just not the game I'm gonna play currently, okay, guys? Maybe later on, but for right now, it's not the game I'm gonna play, okay, guys? Comment down below. Let me know if you agree or disagree, okay, guys? See you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. As always, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you're notified. And if you guys wanna call me and talk to me for 30 minutes, well, join me on my third channel, TommyBryson, where I take calls from Monday to Friday. But again, spots are being restricted, so get in while you actually still can right now. Okay, guys? I'll see you guys tomorrow. On top of that, if you want to DM me right here at TommyBryson. Thanks for watching. Another video right here, how I invest exactly. Get my face right here. See you guys tomorrow, and as always, peace.